Hey there, Riff here from Blues Guitar Unleashed. Welcome. Thanks for joining me. In today's video, want to talk to you about a song. This was, I'll say, a request. Somebody asked me about the chords to this song. It's called Mercy Fell Like Rain. It's a really cool tune. Has a lot of interesting changes in it, but fundamentally still a 12-bar blues, just with some extra goodness thrown in. So let's kind of run through the chords. I'll talk a little bit about soloing over it. To be honest, it's a minor blues. So the spoiler alert is it's going to be C minor pentatonic. Not too exciting. But if we look at the chords, it's in the key of C minor. It has this kind of, I'm going to call it a riff, for lack of a better word. It's a series of chords, a C minor, 1, 2 to an E flat, 3, 4 to a B flat. Now, the very first time that B flat gets played, the bass player plays a D. So it sounds like that. If you try to figure it out by ear, that might trip you up. So a B flat over D, back to a C minor. Okay, so it's a 2-bar phrase. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and a B flat and 2 and C minor, 3 and 4. Does this again, 1 and 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1. Sorry, yeah. Then it's the B flat, then down to an A flat the second time. Okay, and this is just the introduction. And then holds that A flat for just 2 extra beats. Now, this is one of those things that's kind of weird. You could either count this song in 12/8 or 6/8. Take your pick. 12/8 time, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. If you do that, you're going to wind up with an extra 2 beats. You're going to wind up with 1 bar of 6/8 time. Remember that 6/8 is counted 1 and 2 and we don't count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Anytime the top number of a time signature is divisible by 3, you want to divide it by 3. So 12/8 is like 4 sets of 3, 6/8, 2 sets of 3, okay? If you were to count the whole thing in 6/8 time, you'd only be counting to 2 all the time. 1 and 2 and a 1 and 2 and a 1 and 2 and a 1 and 2 to 1 and 2 and a 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 1 and 2 and okay? Now, there's nothing wrong with that. It's perfectly legitimate. It is a little bit weird. It's a little bit hard for me to count to 2. I'm so used to counting to 4. When we get to, this is all just the introduction, okay? That one little first 2-bar riff is going to show up again, but so far all we've done is the introduction to the song. Once we get into the main crux of the song here, you're going to see that it's a 12-bar blues if you count to 4. So it's going to seem really familiar if you count to 4. So my suggestion is count it all in 12/8 except for those 1 little extra 2 beats of A flat right there. Okay, so once we've done that, we get into the song as a whole. A minor blues, we expect a minor 1 chord, C minor, which we have. In this case, we have a quick change. So 1, 2, 3, 4. A quick change goes to the 4 chord for the second bar. F minor, 2, 3, 4. Now, instead of going back to the 1 chord and just hanging out there for 2 beats, that sort of riff gets interjected. It takes the place of the 1 chord. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So those 2 bars take the place of 2 bars of 1 in our 12-bar form. But it's still centered around the 1 chord, so it's not like we're really going off the reservation. You would expect now the next bar, being bar 5, to be an F minor, and it is. 2, 3, 4. We're going to go up to A flat. Okay, well, A flat is what's called the relative major of F minor. So we can always move back and forth between those two. Just like we have like A minor and C major, and F minor, A flat major. It's always a 3-fret difference. So from any minor, you can go up 3 frets and you get the relative major. That's why the C minor to E flat move works so well, because they're relative. They sound very similar. They're the same chord except the root note. Okay, so from F minor to 3, 4, we're going to go to the A flat, 2, and then a G7 for 2 beats, and then back to our 1 chord. So instead of just playing the whole 2 bars of the 4 chord, we play the 4 chord for 1 bar, and then we go to its relative major, and then down to the 5 really quick, just to set us up to get back to the 1 chord. So it's again, a subtle variation, but a variation nonetheless. And then instead of 2 bars of 1, again, since we have 2 bars, let's do that riff again. The C minor to E flat to B flat. Now, a common minor turnaround would be to go for a whole bar on the flat 6, the A flat, and then go down to the 5, which is the G7. In our case, instead of doing that, it's going to go to the A flat and then to an E flat. So two beats of each. 1, 2, 3, 4, back to A flat, down to G7. And then instead of back to the 1, do the riff again. Okay, so it's 12 bars. 1, 2, 3, down to the 4 chord, F minor, 2, 3, do the riff, C minor, E flat, B flat, C minor, F minor, the 4 chord, bar 5. Instead of staying on 4, go to the relative major, A flat, then G7, then the riff again, C minor, E flat, B flat, C minor, then A flat to E flat, A flat to G7, add, you can make a G7 sharp 9 if you want, I kind of like that. C minor against the riff again, E flat to B flat, and then C minor. Now after some, I think it's mainly just the first chorus, it will play that riff one more time and then start over again, okay? Now when it comes time to solo, it's gonna be the same chords. And again, since this is effectively a minor blues in C minor blues scale or C minor pentatonic scale is pretty much the best option. You do have some things you can do like the C harmonic minor scale over the G7. There are some things that you can do if you're a more advanced soloist to play over this, to catch some of those chord changes. Things like using the A flat major pentatonic scale over the A flat chord. You can chase the chord a little bit if you want to, but the simplest approach that will work through all the chords is to just play the C minor pentatonic scale. I kind of did that, you know, playing as we came into the video. So you've seen that it works. Don't mess with it. If you want to get crazy with it, you can do things like when the F minor chord comes along, you can go to the F minor pentatonic scale if you want to try that sound. Again, over that A flat chord, if you can do it in 2 beats, you can jump to the A flat major pentatonic. That'll give you some tweaks to your sound. Over the G7 chord, again, if you can do it fast enough, you can play the C harmonic minor scale. There are options there. They're just, you're gonna have to be really quick because they're only 2 beats. So you gotta be able to get in and out of those sounds very quickly. All right, and then at the end of the tune, there's a tag. So we tag the last 4, meaning we take those last 4 bars and we play them again. And then the very last one is what we call rubato. So the chords just get played and kind of held. And you know, you kind of have to follow along. There's no time here. The time is very loose. none of this happens. I just wanted to play it. That's just me messing around. It's a great set of chords. It's really fun to play with. You can, if you want, you know, do like C minor, right? So you have C minor pentatonic, E flat, so that's E major pentatonic, E flat major. B flat, so that's B flat major pentatonic. And then C minor again. So it's just kind of a fun set of chords to play with. I hope also, of course, check out the original recording. Rosie Flores is the artist. Mercy Fell Like Rain is the tune. I had never heard it before. Somebody asked me for it. Very cool. Thank you for the suggestion. As always, if you have guitar playing friends that you think might dig this video, please feel free to share it with them. As always, I'm Griff Hamlin from Blues Guitar Unleashed. I look forward to talking to you soon. Take it easy.